So here I am outside the Tusla headquarters, lots of Irish people. I'm probably less than 100. This is a weekday. But yeah, protesting against how badly Tusla treats Irish families. Sometimes you might hear of 155 Irish children going missing, and they might turn up in a brothel. And recently a 10-year-old child under care of Tusla was raped by an illegal migrant. So God bless to everyone that's came. God save Ireland from the pedos.
I can understand the young parents here that are afraid to speak out. I completely get it. This is state-sponsored kidnapping. This is state-sponsored kidnapping, and I can understand young parents are scared. Will I do next? But as a generation, my generation, whose children have well grown, and I am appealing to that generation now. Please come out and step up. You have nothing to lose. Your children are not. Sometimes like my kids.
I go and thanks.
Here for a while. I'm joking. So my generation now. You're walking around your little bit hedges, taking a so I'm asking my generation now to step up. Maybe let the younger parents step back a little, because they are scared and they're genuinely scared and they have valid reasons to be scared. So just from a grandparent's point of view, I'm just going to ask Father, who has been massively involved with Barry and getting the speakers, getting the things organised. I'm just going to ask Father, as a grandfather, just to say, the elder statesperson here, the younger elder statesperson here, just to say a couple of words from a grandparent's point of view and what we can do in that situation. I know Patrick and a couple of other people are just waiting. So, Father.
I can't really add a lot more to what has already been said. I am a father of 3 children and a grandfather of 3 young children also, and 5 other step-grandchildren, you might call them. And my 3 grandchildren are Emma, direct 10-year-old, taken off the street, no one there to look out for her, and brutally stabbed. But it would be nice to see more people here today. But I don't really worry. Actually, thanks to everyone who use to pay me the milk here. Yeah. So, Francis, we're only getting started. I came across an article by Suzanne Delaney. I thought it was actually very good. So I'm just going to read out quite short. And it starts off, there's a darkness here that mirrors the Ireland of the past. It's hidden under a legitimate guise. That mirror must be shattered. The truth must be exposed. Don't be one of those people who only lament the past while ignoring the same travesties being perpetuated in our own time right now. We must be the guardians of innocence and childhood. Everyone should be supporting this, regardless of who you are. If you're not, then I would urge you to question what you stand for. Irish and migrant children are going missing and are being fed into a system where unregulated, commodified, privatised beds must be filled. Girls are being targeted by rape gangs, and the source of that, and you can find that, is the UCD study titled Protecting Against Predators. This system is not child or family focused. It is often cruel, dehumanising, traumatising, abusive, neglectful and profit driven. Anyone who comes up against Tusla or tries to take them on quickly finds out that it's a Goliath in the courts. The problem with Tusla and its direct funding of and involvement with unregulated, inverted commas, care are manifold and cannot all be listed here, and we know what they are anyhow. But many children are being harmed or put at risk. Families too. We must protect them. Please do your part, no matter how small or big. Do something. Don't be one of those people who look back upon in years to come asking why didn't they speak up when it mattered?
Get out and do your Christian duty.
Be the person who tried to make a difference to children
Faith or culture.
when it was they needed you most. And that's it. I thought that was, spot on.
Just very quickly, just on the grandparent thing. Yeah.
Hi, I'm here, so I want to give a shout out to any mother out there today whose child is missing.
Stand over beside him.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, Tusla know where the child is. They've put this child with foster carers who, in all fairness, are actually only trying to make a quick buck. The children are trafficked from one foster carer to another foster carer who are making ends meet and pulling in an extra few quid every week from Tusla. And that's a fact, and that's what's going on. I'm here to stand up for mothers at home alone at the moment. They don't know where their child is because they don't know where Tusla have put their child. These mothers are totally alone. They can barely eat their dinners at home. They can barely manage to get to the court to try and rescue their child home. They need support. They need people coming in their homes with food and a bit of money for them to carry on day by day until they can get their children back in their arms. I'm sick of it. I've been coming here now several times with lots of people that are here today. And God bless every single one of you people for coming here today. And God bless all of you watching on the videos, because this organisation called Tusla, the Child and Family Agencies, they are criminals, yeah? So I'd like to know who is going to arrest them. I've had enough. There's kids crying on their own in a foster placement.
Don't let any of them escape.
Anyway,
Hang them
I'm
all.
going to have a nice day for the rest of the day, and think of all the mothers at home alone without their kids because Tusla have abducted them. Tusla are criminals. Thank you.
Treason. Get them out. Get them out. Get them out. Order treason. You must die.
Just one more thing before we finish up here. Tusla are putting court orders on children, and from that day on, up till the child is 18, the review cases that you're going back into court for, not a chance for you to get your child back. They're all review cases. So unless you put in your own applications to the courts for the return of your own child, you're only going back in on reviews every month. You're never going to get your child back. So please put your own applications into the court for the return of your own child. Otherwise, Tusla are only bringing you in on reviews. And on them reviews, the gal and the social workers are going into the courts and they're saying everything is okay with the child. So that means you're walking out of court thinking, oh well, maybe the next time I have a chance with my child. No, you don't. You'll never get your children back unless you put in your own applications to the court for your children back. You have to do it, not legal aid. You have to do it, because legal aid work for the state. They are for Tusla. So it's up to yourselves. You want to get your kids back, put in your own applications.
Thank you, everybody, to stand.
The best word I've heard against Tusla this week is Tusla have to be exterminated. End of. Thank you.
Guys, I think we're going to have Callum is going to speak now for a couple of minutes. Thanks, Callum.
Hello, I'm Callum Smiles. As you can hear, I'm English. I know in some cases people don't like it when the English come over here and do stuff, but this isn't about Irish kids. It's about kids.
Yeah.
And all children, no matter if they're Pakistani, Afghani, British, Irish, African, they need to be protected by those who have the means to do it. Now I've come here because I'm making a documentary on Tusla. I've been researching for well over a year now because I don't think the Irish actually realise they're in such a privileged position where I think it's a country that, and I don't mean this in any disrespect, it's small enough that people can actually have a big impact and change things at such a high level.
You're right.
That it can actually inspire other countries across developed nations who have similar issues. In the UK we have the well-known Rotherham scandal. It's not just Rotherham, it's across the entire country.
Thanks to Tommy Robinson.
If it's happening in Ireland and it's happening in the UK, you can bet your house that it's happening in France, Germany, Sweden, America. So what happens in Ireland, I actually think you can have a major impact when it comes to protecting kids worldwide. Now, I'm going to quickly tell you how I got into journalism, and it'll make sense in a moment. I got into journalism during COVID because I didn't like how quickly people I thought were reasoned, ordinary people quickly became mouthpieces for the state, and they were willing to throw people that they would call friends and family under the bus because they'd been brainwashed. Now, I started doing public debates where I was threatened, attacked, abused in the street, not for any money, not because, you know, someone told me to. I did it because I cared about my society, and I didn't like how people stopped talking. So my channel was called Frankly Speaking Politics, because I wanted people to speak frankly again about issues that are important, because when people stop talking, bad things happen.
Yeah.
Now, I've had so many emails from people that are here today. You've all said these things where, and it's been said the same on countless occasions in a slightly different way, but the same message, that so many people think that it's just them. They're alone. Now, I started doing my Frankly Speaking Politics because I would talk to people about COVID in the streets and stuff, and people would quietly agree with me, but they'd go along with things because they felt threatened by the state, and they felt that everyone was against them. But I would always say to them, actually, if you just speak to your neighbour on your left, speak to your neighbour on the right, a good 80% of the people that I'm speaking to, you're all saying the same thing. And so if we're all saying the same thing and thinking the same thing, there's a lot more of us who think rationally, who have good intentions, than those that are willing to sell us out and do nefarious things to us, the people we love, and the people who are most vulnerable. So I'm going to ask you to do two things. Firstly, pick someone here that you've never met before. Go and introduce yourself. Go and exchange numbers. Set up your WhatsApp groups, because actually people power does work. So, well, I think if everybody knows each other...
It's a small island.
We're Irish. We know everyone.
But when you go home today, go and speak to someone in your village that doesn't know about this, or that does know about this and has spoken to you quietly about it. Tell them that you know hundreds, thousands of other people that actually think this way, and get your groups together, because when there's a lot of people, you can force big change. The second thing, I'm going to be stood over there after this, and I want to do interviews with people that have been affected by Tusla, because, as I said earlier, so many people have got in touch with me saying that this is a problem, but they all think that it's only a few people. I want to get all your stories out there. I want to flood the internet, not for myself, not for the channel that I work for, but to actually protect vulnerable kids. And if we can flood the internet and make people realise you're not alone, then more will come out, and then you can have change. Thank you very much.
Great, Margaret.
Hi everyone, Sheila here. Who knows all about your child being taken? The mother and baby homes, well, institutions. After 41 years of searching, I finally found my son, which was
gorgeous.
Brilliant,
gorgeous.
You know, to find him after years and years and years. I don't say Tusla, I say the Eastern Health Board. It hasn't changed. It's still There's nothing will ever change it for me. But however, I'm just so disheartened regarding City West. You know, a mother and a 10-year-old child, her child who was given into the hands of Tusla in their care and then suddenly slipped away and ended up with a security guard who was actually in accommodation in City West. Now when you get a position, if you're looking after children, if you're looking after with money, if you're dealing with money, if you're dealing with the public, you have to be Garda vetted. And these are questions that has to be answered. But they all should be they all should be vetted. Everyone, anyone with the public, dealing with money, dealing with children, dealing with people, has to be vetted. And I used to be a general carer once upon a time. But however, I was in disgust about a poor mother, how she was left there in an awful state over her child. A little girl, a 10-year-old, her innocence taken. But I'm sick and tired of listening about, oh, this was damaged, that was damaged, this went to fire, that went to fire. I'm only interested in the human being, the child. You cannot replace a child. You can replace a bus or whatever, a van or anything. You can replace them. They're only material things. But you cannot replace a life. But that child's life is literally destroyed. Destroyed. Hopefully there'll be care given and the child will get counselling and it'll be able to, you know, function. Hopefully she will. Along with more other children. When we think of Parnell Square, which I will never forget, all about the children and the carer. 3 children stabbed and a carer. And all they go on about is the damage of this and the damage of that. These are human beings, these are children. And as far as I can see, the question is, there was no vetting with any of these people that's coming into our country. They're not being vetted. They're coming in, nobody knows. We don't mind people that come here that has their papers and has their documentation and they pay their way and they work hard. A great time. I have worked with a lot of people from different nationalities. But let me tell you, the system has to change. So I leave it there, but I also, before I go, I am a member of ERA Behind Ireland, and I'm proud to be with them. We are a community of people that are nurses, specialists, doctors. You know, we're in a community that helps people and that will reach out and ask the questions, and if there is, to bring it to the TDs to find out what the faults are, what this is, that is. We want to question about the money, what the fundings are, everything. It has to be questioned. There's too much being wasted regarding in this country. So listen, I'm going to say I leave it there. Sheila.
Well, Morgan, Sheila. Manana Heron.
Quillen is going to say a few words.
The Gardaí must be disbanded.
Hey young people, my name is Fergus Power. I just want to make a point today that the same criminal cartel in that doll who were responsible for that little 10-year-old girl being raped, they were also responsible back in 2021 for putting this whole country in a medical trial, which has resulted in 25,000 plus in excess mortality in our brothers and sisters. Totally fit men, women, Ava O'Brien, Roy Butler, babies in the womb. We have to have accountability. This isn't it today, lads. This is only going to build from here, right? These absolute monsters have to be taken to task for what they're doing. They preside over the worst time in our history. children going missing. As I said, over 25,000 people that won't be sitting at the Christmas table this year, lads. It's an absolute disgrace. I don't forget them people, alright?
They must hang for what they done.
Just a message for you today, for this criminal cartel in the Dáil. Eir's children and God's children are for sale no more.
Yeah! Edinburgh!
Get the devil out of Ireland. I was actually hesitant to even come up and say something because I don't want to be put in I don't want to be seen to be being airdropped into positions and stuff like that just to try and take limelight. In fact, I don't even like being involved in politics. I actually hate being involved in politics. I hate the fact that I stood for election, got elected, and that I represent people of Blanchetown or other. And the reason I got involved in politics was because of the abortion referendum in 2018. I fundamentally believe that down in my core that the Irish people will return a no vote in that referendum and defend the right to life to the unborn child. But it was then, when that result was read out and they celebrated like a pack of jackals inside of Dublin Castle, the right to terminate an unborn child, I knew there and then that there was absolutely no evil that the Irish people could not be convinced was good for them. And make no mistake about it, that is what Tusla as an organisation is absolute evil that is being medicated to the Irish people and being told on a loop, on repeat, this is good for you. What's good about separating Irish children from their mothers? What's good about putting children into the care of social workers who inevitably put them in the hands of someone who does heinous things to them? 10-year-old child in City West raped under the watch of Tusla. But my message, I could go on all day about what I want to do to that organisation and how my party is going to disband it and make sure that every single person inside the place is held accountable for the wrongdoings of that organisation. But I want to make a note and a message to the Irish women, children and the fathers who feel forgotten, left behind, as if nobody cares, as if your cries at night go unheard. Make absolutely no mistake about it, the Irish people hear you, and the more we hear you, the more we talk and the more we spread this message, the more people are going to run to this rod and strike like a lightning rod for the defence of our children. That's all I have to say.
And everything that has been said here so far, I'm sure people will agree with it and say it 100 times over. And he's right, and all of the guys and girls that have spoken here. This is only the beginning, and we want to reassure Tusla, this is only the beginning. Sheila brought up a valid point, the vetting. Who's vetting the vetters? Because our vetting service has become a joke. How can care services come in from England and abroad, set up shop here, and our children fostered and farmed out to them? How has this happened? Money is the arbitrary here. It's all about the money. It's all about the money.
It's all about the devil, yeah.
Just 1 second. I know, and we are trying, and I appreciate people standing. And I see Anita Ward here has come up all the way from Cork. Has she? What a woman. I mean, these women are incredible. The next woman that's just going to speak, I was on a different rally and happened to me by accident, but there's never an accident. This woman at the Dáil, and she was speaking. And I thought I knew, some of the things that was going on with children. And I just listened to it incredulously, nearly not believing what she's saying. So, ladies and gentlemen, Nicola Fox.
Thank you to everybody who has turned out today. And like somebody else mentioned, we need to grow the numbers, because now that we've got momentum and they're starting to pay attention and they're actually starting to act in Leinster House finally, despite a policy paper sitting on their desk on the shelf gathering dust since Helen McEntee's days almost 2 years ago. Nothing has come of that policy paper. So now is the time to start speaking out. Don't be afraid. That's what they want you to do. They want you to stay silent so they can continue to make money and profit from our children's trauma. They want you to stay silent. They will threaten you with fines, with prison. Go to prison for our children if that's what it takes. I did, and I'll do it again. I will do it again until they are exposed for what they are doing to our children. We need to expose them for everything. See, Ruth Morrow Farrell, I'm here in a capacity for the general family courts and what families are going through in there, how you're spoken to, how you're degraded, how you are not regarded as the child's mother. Your child is an asset to them. Your child makes money. They make money off your child's trauma. Jim Sheehan, unregulated, unvetted. 140,000 euros was the price tag on my son's head. 140,000 euros. He made 50,000 off my child. She made thousands off my child, Ruth Morrow Farrell, and both of them are still operating in the Irish family courts. They are unregulated, they are unvetted, and they do not care about our children. They only care about making money. It is a multi-million euro profiting industry. The family court is not about justice. It's about greed, power, and keeping a boot on our necks. Don't let them do it any longer. We have to speak out. We have to come together and keep doing this until each one of these villains and their Catholic cohorts are held accountable for what they're doing. And Tusla employs these. They put them on cases and they are still doing it. Kate Duggan, you should be out here explaining to all these people here today what your fat paycheck actually does for the children of Ireland. How dare you? How dare you? Do not be silenced. Bring Harry home. Bring Harry home. Bring Harry home. Thank you.
Bring Harry home!
What's her name, Kate?
Kate Duggan.
Kate Duggan, CEO of Tusla. We're asking you to come down here and explain to the good people of Ireland, where are their children? Where are the children? Bring Harry home. And what I will say about this lady, and the thing that really impressed me about this woman, she said when Harry comes home, we plan to have a party at the airport. But she's not going to stop at Harry being home. She is pledged, and she has pledged, that she will work tirelessly to bring other children home. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what it's about. That's pure love. Not just the love of your own child. The real love is the love of all children. And that's what Tusla and their workers and their cohorts are completely incapable of. They have no moral compass, and the people that protect them have even a less moral compass. So I know people are winding it down. One thing that's really important to say is we have clipboards here. We're asking people, will you step forward? Will you give your email or your phone number, whichever you're happy with? What we're hoping to do from here is to form a committee. It'd be great if you got people that represent different parts of the country so that they keep up the pressure, they keep the emails going, they go online and they report back from their county, whether it be County Dublin, Wexford, Wicklow, County Cork, wherever. So we're asking people, will you please leave if you intend to commit to it? And that would be fantastic. And that's letting Tusla know these ladies are not for turning, and these men, they're not for turning. So Ciara, I know, is taking the names. If you're happy to make up another Gmail or whatever you're happy to do, and we will contact you with the premise that you will form committees, liaise with each other, and keep this pressure up. I know there's a man here to the right. You wanted to say 2 words, did you? Did you want to say 2 words? And then Paul is just going to again reaffirm for us that he's going to keep up the pressure on his Irish column, isn't it, Paul? Every week he's going to keep talking about it, and we appreciate that.
Thank you so much, everyone. I wanted to touch on something else that hasn't been covered yet, And I'm not saying this out of a lack of education or ignorance for the law. I'm saying it out of a place of respect for what's good and decent. Release the name of the child rapist. Release the identity.
Yeah!
Release his name. They were all too quick and all too easy to release each and every single full name, the address, age, everything of all the people who were apprehended for behaviour during the protests a few weeks ago. They'll give everything out possible to know about those people, but not the man who raped the child. And they try to play it off, both the state officials and also people online defending it. They'll write it off as saying, oh, well, it's to protect the victim in question. Well, I mean, do you not think stopping her from being raped would be protecting her even more? It's a bit late for that kind of sentiment now, isn't it? If you cared so much about protecting innocent children, protecting the victim, you wouldn't be letting in people who can rape her to begin with. We're way past that point. Now, Tusla as an organisation, in my opinion, quite frankly, that whole building should be audited, right? No warning, no giving in advance, complete random searches along with any other properties put down as assets belonged by them, right? Now, I can't speak too much at the moment because I don't want to jeopardise the case, but there's stuff that I've been contacted about that's going to come out, and it goes so much deeper than you even know. There's so many parents sitting in the dark having no one, and they try to get the mainstream media to pick it up. No one's covering it, no one wants to touch it. There's so much stuff, it goes so much deeper. You've got anything from abuse, systematic case-by-case abuse for so many children, to all the way to children being brought in under the books of Tusla when they're not even needed. And you know why that is? Remember, folks, they get paid for every child under their roof. For every child they have to look after. They make money from it, right? I want to say thanks so much to everyone who turned out. I was here a couple of weeks ago, and I recognise some faces a lot who were here a couple of weeks ago as well. And I'd say it was about a quarter of the size, right? And what I said that day was this: listen, I know you may have been a bit disappointed with the turnout, right? But no, a few weeks ago. But listen, you've got to start somewhere, right? And I said, keep it going with consistency and it'll grow. And that was a few weeks ago, and we're back here at the exact same space now, and they're about 4 or 5 times the crowd, right? We're getting more organised, we're getting bigger, we're getting more passionate, we're getting more mainstream, right? And it's only going to keep going. So everybody, thank you so much. Keep it up. I'll see you all again more often, bigger crowds, more pressure, and it's going to break, right? There's a door and we're the hammer, right? Don't forget, politics is not something that happens to you, right? And it's not something that you're a subject of. It's something that you are a part of. It's something that begins with you. You are politics, right? So be the difference that you want to see in the world. Be an informed and active citizen all the time, right? There's a door that we've got to break down. We're the hammer, right? Keep swinging and it'll give. So, Bear Bua, Ergabra, Gurmila Mahaga.
And very minimal. And just finally, Nicola, I know she didn't get to say about this what's it called? The in-camera. The in-camera rule. Well, years ago, of course, it was the in-church rule of the hallowed halls where the children were told, shh, don't tell anything. So now we've come into the digital era where it's don't report anything. Cameras can't come in to protect the children. Everything is to protect the children. There's nothing in this country protecting the children. Where's all the childcare workers? They should be down here now. Where's the child psychologists? They should be down here now. Where's the family support workers? They should be down here now. Where's the TDs? They should be down here now. All the ones looking for votes forming new parties, they should be here. The ones that want to come from America and save us poor little peasants, they want to come across the water and save us. They should be here now. You are the people that are here now. You are the same faces that are always here, and God bless you. Wonderful faces. So for now, God bless you all, unless there's anybody that really feels there's something vital that we've missed. Is there anything vital? This lady is telling me it's 50,000 per child. That's the price of your child at home today.
When they kick them in the car, £50,000 bonus when they first kick them in the car. I just want to say thank you. We came from Ireland to support this because it's happening down in Northern Ireland too. It's happening on a global scale, and the corruption is, you're right, it's all about the money, love. It's all about, my son lost his child on March 2021 over one bruise. He'd no criminal record, neither him and his partner. The social worker rang the hospital to take the child to the hospital, and she said to keep them in. CPO was granted, emergency protection order, and then they went for forced adoption. I last seen my granddaughter, she had a big black eye, and the social worker said to me, she ran into the foster carers table, and we took the photograph. I put in a complaint. She didn't recall the child sustaining a black eye. Disgusting, disgusting. So yeah, you all need to be held accountable.
So look, Goramila, my God, everybody, thank you for coming. Don't forget, if you want to leave your names with Ciara, if you want to leave your name with Ciara, if you are willing, because it'd be really good if we could get every county representative. And I appreciate what he's saying. I appreciate what he's saying. Every county, if we could have one representative from each county that is willing to sit on committees and talk to each other, and let's get this show on the road. You heard what this lady said. Your child is invaluable to you. To Tusla, it's worth 50 grand. So, you know, remember that, 50 grand. Thanks, Paul, for the Irish column, for constantly banging away there at keeping it, that and the vax, that and the so-called vax. That's the murder of our children as well. If they can't murder them one way, they try and murder them a different way. So God bless you all, Phil, for covering everything today. To everybody else, thank you, and God bless everybody.
How are you, folks? My name is Darragh McShane, alright? Now, there's a lot of us here from all around the country. Drive over farming. And we said, I was under one question. It's my first time doing this speaking in public, so I'm going a little bit. Just give me a chance, alright? I want to touch on something that Sheila said there that I've seen a lot of nodding heads and a lot of agreement with, alright? There's a fundamental problem in this country, isn't there? There's a lot that we do need to change. We need to fundamentally change how our country operates. We just know that there is actually we can do this in a very, very quick way. I believe that this country is split into it now. And if we can unionise ourselves, we can be an example to the rest of the world without force, without even need to try, just by simply being an example, alright? Now, it's Tuesday, so we might as well make a little bit of a school day, alright? Here's the problem with our state. We just know that our constitution is the supreme law in this country, and fundamentally it is flawed. We have three sections of our government, yeah? We have executive, judicial and legislative. We elect 38% of our government. Imagine that, 38%. That 38% is dictated by the other 62%. And why is that? I'll give you the week through, alright? Our barristers, anyone who's called the bar, all have to run through the same place. It's called the King's Inns. There's not even a Wikipedia page for it. Our president was educated through there. It sleeps into the 38% that we elect as well. Now, who is it? Now, that place, the King's Inn, and here's the 1500s, yeah? You know who put it there? King Henry. It's colonial law. It's designed to create a person, a population that is separated from us. You see, our government operates like this. I want you to imagine there's a shop behind me full of guns. Yeah? We elect the shop owner who goes in there, but we don't get to go in. He comes up with two options and tells us we choose this, we can choose that. By nature, that is designed to divide us. Yeah? Now, there's a country not too far away from here called Switzerland. They have a fourth branch of that government. It's called the Direct Citizens Initiative. Alright? What that does is that puts power to every person's voice that's here, just to them. Anyone in the Dáil, anyone that comes through the King's Inn, it gives us voice. How it operates. Say, we put up a proposition, 250,000 people give the green light to that. That's called a plebiscite, yeah? After that, it's a mandate. For example, if we want to ask you to sell, yeah?
Almost slipped and fell.
Yeah, that sounds good. One of the excellent initiatives does is it gives power to every person. It allows us, whether you're left or you're right, to celebrate like adults without a middleman in between us. Because that middleman is
No, man, just want to say, it was a great point you made about the rapist's name wasn't published. The same with the stabber, the guy who stabbed all those children. It's the same. It's like if you and me like fart out of place, everyone will know our star sign and our dick size. But like, you know what I mean? It's a great point.
Back in one moment, just heading over there.
Tom over there shooting his documentary. Rough, I guess.
Now, as a sign of solidarity to that child and every other child, we'll take a few seconds to have a moment of silence. Excellent. We'll start now. Now, before we all head home, raise the roof! Let's go! Keep it going, my name is Darren McShane. I've got a lot of people here. Anthony, Paul, Neil, John, I'm going to need you all to step forward. Put out that phone and get the page up. Hand it to the person beside you and let's get this movement going, because I'm not just here representing myself. I'm here representing a lot of people, a lot of educated people, a lot of people that are looking for the job. We don't have a name and we'll never have a name. Why? Because we're all of us. We're all of us here. Yeah? Find me out, seek me out, and we get this going. There's a plan right there. Step by step, we can get this done. We need every person here on board with that. The next person that you're talking to today that isn't here, you need those words on the tip of their tongue. A direct, civil initiative, the only way this gets sorted. Thanks everybody, have a good one.
There you go. Really action against whatever the hell's gone on Tusla nonsense. If you're watching this and you feel like some of the things that were said was a bit too extreme, well, come talk to us and come on more modern proposal, because as far as I'm concerned, way too many children in Ireland have gone missing via Tusla. Ireland belongs to the Irish. Do not forget that.